Hi guys, Rob from Sonic State here. I'm at the Gibson booth at Messe 2014. Gibson developed the robotic tuners a while ago, but there have been a lot of developments with them, and this is the latest offerings.
So let's hope that there's a battery in here.
Hey.
There you go. So the way it works, if you look at the machine heads there, you just strum.
That's so creepy. I'll never get over how creepy that is.
It's like flying faders, you know? And so when it's tuned, it flashes green, and then you're done. You now have a perfectly tuned guitar. So people look at that and they go like, well, gee, I can tune a guitar. Why would I really need this, right? Because that was my first reaction. When Henry first called me up, he said, hey, Craig, you got to check out our robot guitar. I'm like, Henry, I know how to tune a guitar, you know? And he was like, yeah, but you got to check it out. So I did. It tunes all, you know, I can't tune 6 strings at the same time.
No, and you can't tune it that quickly.
I cannot tune it that quickly. We do this thing called the Beat the Robot competition. We're trying to find somebody who can tune faster than the robot. It's sort of like the IBM chess thing. And we've done the Beat the Robot in Frankfurt. We've done it at NAMM. No one's been able to beat the robot. So it's faster. The other thing is it does alternate tunings.
Yeah, so you've got presets you can build.
So if you want like open G or open A or drop D or whatever,
you just hit go and it does it for you.
So those are the things that most people key in on. But if you actually start getting deeper into it, one of my favorite features is when you show up at the studio and there's a piano and it's in tune with itself, but it's an 1/8 of a tone flat.
Yeah,
you can actually set a reference. You can tune one string to the piano, say this is my new reference, and Min-ETune will tune it. The whole thing.
The only thing I was going to ask is, can you manually tune as well?
Yes, absolutely.
You can just use them as normal machine. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if the battery dies,
then you're not left stuck in the middle, like halfway between open G and whatever else.
You're covered. The other thing, it has a string up and string down mode, which makes it really easy to change strings. It's like
it just winds it really quick. That's brilliant. That in itself is worth having.
So it's really cool, and you know, it's got obviously it's very unobtrusive.
Yep.
You know, when you look at it, we had to, as a matter of fact, we had to put ETune on the truss rod
so that you knew which one it was.
Because it would hang up in music stores, and people wouldn't know whether it had the automated tuning or not. So the thing is that once you become addicted to automatic tuning, like I was recording a sample library with this, and that has to be perfectly in tune all the time. It's no big deal to just touch it up in the studio. It's fantastic. Live, you know, if you're doing alternate tunings, you don't have to have a tech hand.
Can they be retrofitted yet?
Absolutely.
Can they be retrofitted to anything other than a Gibson USA model?
There's a couple different things. One is Tronical does sell an aftermarket with like 6 on the side, things like that. They're the people who developed it. But one of the changes in 2014 on Gibson guitars is the headstock is now standardized. So, I mean, one of the things, I mean, let's get real. A guitar can last forever.
Yeah.
How long does technology last? Well, it doesn't really matter because you can take this out, you can put in another one. If they come out with like some super mind-controlled version in 2025 because it's a standardized headstock.
Right.
And the other thing is, I mean, if you really want to, you can put standard tuners in there. But
somewhat defeats the point. But
why? It's just once you get used to it, my daughter actually, she was raised on. I had a Darkfire guitar which had the automatic tuning, and she was raised on a prototype that I had. And so, like, to her, the idea of a guitar that doesn't have it is like weird. It's like,
that's quite scary though. We're gonna have a generation of people that aren't gonna be able to tune, or that could be worrying.
Why would you want a guitar that can't tune itself?
Well, that's a fair point.
I mean, it's like synthesizers. You know, it's funny because when synthesizers came out that were perfectly in tune, no keyboard player said, "Oh man, I want to be able to drip solder on the tines of my Fender Rhodes," you know, or something like that.
No, that's true.
So I mean, it's like, so once you get used to it, it's just
makes sense.
You know.